Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special episode of Apple Mountain Valley. This is episode number 14. Welcome all the newcomers. Welcome all of the binge watchers that watch this series. If you're watching this in the future, I always find that super funny. That a lot of the majority of the views that I get, people watch in the future. So welcome. This is the most anticipated episode of the series. So this is a monumental feat for Design Candy and the channel. This is episode 14, where we conquer the airport. Now, I want to first start off by kind of talking through what this episode will look like. This episode is a little bit over an hour. We will do just a lot of commentary over with some nice music playing as it is now, but really explain everything that I did, the ideas behind it, and how to implement this. So hopefully you all can try out exactly what I did here, and you guys can take a chance and take a stab at this method. I've never seen this method on City Skylines on YouTube. I have not seen a YouTuber do this method on YouTube before. Now, if you have and you are a YouTuber, let me know if I'm mistaken, but it's a little bit unconventional. It took a little bit of thought to be able to accomplish this particular method, and I will talk through exactly what I did here shortly. But if this episode gives you inspiration, let me know in the comment section below. Try this out. Let this give you inspiration and try this method out. Try to implement an airport like this. Again, this is super massive on a massive scale, so it's not too realistic scale wise for the game, but I did want to build a big, massive airport because everything we do is big. But definitely check out this method and tell me, let me know, seriously, in the comments, let me know if this works for you, if this method works. And I'll explain exactly what this method is here in a minute. But yeah, try it out. Let me know in the comments. So let's get into it. What's on the screen currently right now? Let me give you some background. Okay, number one, the airport mock design that I am taking the cues from, the airport design I'm taking inspiration from is Denver International Airport. Now, how Denver International Airport works is you have a main building where you have passenger pick up and drop off, and then you have 3 terminals. And as you guys know, in City Skylines, there's a lot of modular assets that you can use to create multiple terminals and all that fun stuff. So the objective is to have the terminal where it's drop off and pick up, as well as some industrial like warehouses and all that, and then have 3 separate terminals that you would get through, but also have the planes splitting the terminals. So the ideal is to have an underground passway to get to the next terminals. As you can see now, I started off with the first ideal. So you guys are going to be able to see all my ideals. I thought it would be important and a little bit of a different episode so you guys can actually see my process, my thought process, and how I came about this ideal. But we started off with, okay, let's build the bare bones basics, and then I will cover it up with buildings. I will use the Move It tool. If you haven't checked out my mod list on the Steam Workshop, check it out. But right now I'm using the Move tool to accomplish hiding all of this inside buildings. And the first step that I tried was using a train line. So the thought would be the train line would go underneath the first terminal and it would drop off at that first terminal. Now, the issue with the train line is you always had to have a station. And so again, I am trying to disguise everything that you see in the middle as if it was a building. So we're trying to make this look more realistic with having all this hidden. The issue that I ran into big time, again, was that train line and that huge station. Also, if you can see on the screen right now, towards the middle, there has to be a road for the people to drive to the station from. And having that road. And so now I'm using the mall buildings. Check out, I think it's like episodes 5 or 6 of Apple Mountain Valley series, where we built the mall. So we use the same type of buildings, but my process was, how can I figure out a way to create some sort of massive airport building, but still make it look like an airport? A lot of airports have office buildings and they have different heights and maybe, a monument or a hotel in the front. And I really struggled with, okay, what does this look like design wise? Like from a design perspective, what does this look like? So really just trying to find some sort of modular building that I could build up. And these mall assets worked perfectly, because it allowed me to really have the freedom and flexibility of a basic building. And I copied the building over and over again and then place it on top of each other like you're going to see now. And so that really, really worked out. There was a couple different barriers to go through, even making it centered like we're doing now. That's the Move It tool. If you guys never use the Move It tool, obviously people that watch my videos are City Skylines people, but for the people that aren't, there's a really awesome mod called Move It. And what I just did there was I picked up every single thing and then moved it. It's super awesome. So moving on, this is the first stages of the terminal. And what I'm doing is getting kind of the spacing that I want down to make it consistent through the 3 terminals. So the idea is to build 3 terminals and then connect them all. Now I had to go through a couple different phases and to see if this would actually work, right? So the objective and the issue is getting the people from the main building, on the bottom of the screen right now at the top, getting the people from the main building via underground train line, and then having them get off the train at this street. Now, after they get off the train at this street, then go to the terminal, then hop on a plane. The way the terminals work is very interesting. So you're supposed to have, so you're pretty much supposed to drive up to the terminal and have a street, and then the citizens and the people literally get right through the terminal on to the airplane. So we are switching that up now and having them tunnel underneath. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to figure out where I can, so kind of give you my thought process. What I tried to do first was a train. The train really wasn't working because of the station. So my next thought was, okay, let's try a tram. And so I tried to place a tram station down in the middle via a street. And so two things we needed: access to a tram, and the tram depot is in the middle of the city, so that wouldn't work. We needed to have a tram depot here just to facilitate the tram. So as you see right now, we are placing the tram depot down. From the tram depot, we figured it out because that made it very easy for me to do a stop and a stop where the terminal was, as you'll see in a minute. So you have the tram and you have the streets that are covered up by the airport terminal. You can see now we're going to tunnel under, just like that, tunnel under, have a quick stop there, and then continue the tunnel for the next terminal. Also, now I'm going to use the Move It tool to really bring in that tram stop. So you guys can see now I'm using the tram tool just to see if that will work and see my ideal. We do have to add a tram turnaround, but using that Move It tool, there we go. Using that Move It tool, and then we're going to try to place these just like that. Perfect. And now we have our street and our stop for the Move It tool. And so people really, it's crazy how this actually turned out and worked. So people use this tram line as a tram stop. They use that tram and they get off and just walk straight to the terminal. Now it's kind of funky and it's kind of not legit. Like, it's not realistic, because if you're actually looking at it, I took some of the buildings off and didn't clip some of the buildings, and they literally, there's like cars and and trucks and different type of transportation element. Like you would think they would just walk, but there's like cars and all kinds of weird, like different things that they use to get to terminal just from the tram stop. But this is the ideal. And now I put back in the foundation for the modular mall buildings. Kind of fix this road up a little bit so that it looks flush. So now we have our concept. We have the concept of the beginning of the airport. And let me tell you, keep watching, or if my commentary is boring you, fast forward, because what this becomes is just insane. It's insane when I even come back and look at it now. This episode took me about 2 weeks to do, just with work and life. So about 2 weeks, but I mean, legitimately, the first 6 to 7 hours of this build you're watching now, and it really was functionality. Like I cut a lot of it out, but it was functionality of, okay, does this actually gonna work? And now you guys can start seeing the first iteration of the terminal taking place and taking shape. So you can see now that I have used the move it tool to have a north and south, left and right terminal. So on both sides, you have two different terminals that will make up the one terminal. Again, look at Denver's airport. This is very loosely, but the layout is very much based off of Denver's airport. So we're just stacking the buildings and putting them together, really trying to see exactly how many buildings that I want. You guys will see this in the later on the episode, but I struggled with, okay, what do we do? Do we have every terminal functional? Will that actually break my game? Will it not? Do I have some functional and then, like 4 functional or 1 on every terminal, and then we use props? Do I, what does that look like? Like, what does that look like? That's funny. I think I was looking up something. I have a second monitor, so I'm probably looking up, what airports look like and all that fun stuff. But really trying to figure out, what direction do I want to go in? What do I want to see with this build? So here's another part where, okay, we have the first, the basis of the first terminal down. And I think I'd like where it's headed. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 buildings. And those 12 buildings, I think we want to replicate throughout the airport. A couple of weird things that I had to figure out different things for power and water. Obviously water's underground, but I downloaded a really cool asset where the power was actually underground as well. So check out that asset. It's also my Steam workshop. I spent a lot of time figuring out the Steam workshop and adding every single asset that I use. So I hope you guys really enjoy that and really utilize it. I know a lot of people ask, what's your assets? What assets do you use? Can we get them? And it literally is like one by one. I think I did 2,000 clicks, just to give you a perspective. So 2,000 times I clicked to get the assets dialed in. It was insane. So go check that out. So now we are gonna move to kind of the implementation part, just to see. I was really eager to test to see if this would actually work. I was very skeptical. Again, I always had the ideal, but I never knew why no one did it. I always thought, like, okay, is this possible? And what exactly would I have to do to get this done? What I mean is, how am I going to get people in this game from a major drop-off terminal, underneath ground, overground, whatever that looked like, to the next terminal, and then again to the next terminal? And again, I was super skeptical. I'm even remembering doing this right here. I'm thinking in my head, okay, like, is this actually going to work? Like, what about services? What about different things? Trash was another issue that I ran into. And what I'm doing now is I'm tunneling underneath one of the terminals. I had I think it's called something. It's not the No Pillars mod, but it's another mod that I had that was giving me troubles there. But I figured it out. So if I could do like a trash or a fire station or a police station and tunnel underneath every single terminal, just like you would with the people, but also with services. Theoretically, as you can see on the screen, now you see two kind of entrance points to this terminal. You see a road that will go exterior, that will go on the outside, that will make all concrete, goes to the next terminal, and then an underground road that will go as well to the next terminal. And we'll see if it works. I kind of don't want to spoil it, but keep watching. And now we're just trying to line up the airport buildings now. I'm placing down the second terminal. I'm going to use the move it tool again here to squeeze those bad boys tight to make it look like one large building. Again, the move it tool for the win. Again, this would never be possible when I used to play this game. I used to play this game a lot when it first launched. I was a big SimCity player growing up. I used to make the massive cities with the region. You know, I had my farming city and I had my, you know, different, you know, big airport and big, you know, big tall buildings and all that fun stuff. So when I first got this game, I was super excited, and just the opportunity of YouTube to show and come up with new creative ideas. I was challenged. I wanted to do something that no one else has done in the YouTube community. And maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe somebody else has done, you know, this, particularly on the airport. I know everybody does airports. Some of the best airports that I've ever seen, obviously, is Flux. His airport's just insane on that island. And I mean, it's insane. And then his scale is right on point as well. It's for the scale of the city. I used to always wonder why guys like Flux didn't have huge cities. And I'm like, man, like you could do so much if you had so much more space. And now I get it. Now that I'm a YouTuber, 14 episodes into this journey, I see it. I'm like, there is no, like my next city is not going to be even close to this big. It's not going to even have kind of this much space. There's too much space. I can even go to my downtown district right now because it's so laggy and I lose so many frames because there's so many agents. We're up to 132,000 people at the recording of this video, which is insane. Just the CPU processing that it takes. But Flux's airport's really, really cool. If you guys haven't checked that out, check that dude out. He's amazing, inspirational. Strict Coasters, his airport's epic as well. Has its own island, massive. I like his scale. I like what he did outside of the airport too with the detailing, just looked amazing. Shout out to Strict Toaster too. I have his plane in my episode and I'm gonna tweet that to him. So if he ever watches this video, thanks for the inspiration. Also shout out to Besquigelhausen, however you say his name. Besquigelhausen, I think, something like that. But this guy released the template for all of the airport models that he's created. I think he created like Fresh Popcorns and Strix and Flux and Rhinestone Island and Cedar Valley and was Salmonato, I think is Fresh Popcorn's old city. But this guy created all the assets and he released them, which is super crazy. I got a hold of it. I got a hold of the template. As you guys know, I'm a designer at heart and by trade. So I was able to really capitalize off of that template and that 3D model and, you know, try it out. And I was able to make some custom design candy and Apple Mountain Valley airlines, I think that's what we called it. But I was able to make some pretty custom airplanes, and you guys will see that sprinkled out through all the episode. But shout out to that guy. Awesome. I really appreciate it. Now on the screen right now, I'm doing my test. So right now we have two terminals, functional. You can see the power in the middle, the power generator, but these are functional, and I want to test it to see if humans will go from the drop-off point over to the terminals via the underground tram. Again, that is dropped off at the building on the top of the screen right now to the terminal buildings and then onto the airport or airplane. The big test is if we have airplanes spawning with drop-off and also leaving as well. So that was the big test. That was the big thing. I had to make sure my road connection wasn't in order. I had to make sure all of the power was there, all the water, all the services. Had to change the day and night so we can see the speed there. And there it is. Look at it. Oh man. So I was super excited right now because even how unlegit that takeoff was, it worked. It actually worked. You can see on the screen right now that planes are actually spawning and leaving the airport. This is huge. This was big for me because that proved my theory of, okay, if we tunnel these people underneath, then they'll come, basically. So, okay. Now back to the drawing board. So what you guys just witnessed, the first 20 minutes of this episode is really for the people that really want to play this game and they want to try this ideal out. I gave you the groundwork on how to do it, and so I would love to see you guys implement it. Now, moving forward, we're going to do a lot more detailing because we know that the airport is functional. And so the process that I had moving forward was really, okay, we have the framework down. We know exactly what will work. So now let's implement it. Now let's go and design the hell out of this. So now what I want to do is, after, thank you guys for listening to my voice for the last 21 minutes here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to let the DJ drop that track. I'm going to play some awesome music for you guys. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're going to do a little bit out of order than we normally do, but now now that the functionality piece is done, we're going to get into the detailing work. So I'm going to speed up the time lapse just a little bit, but the DJ is going to drop that track. We're going to put some nice music. You guys know me from my music, but we'll put some nice music on, and we will be back here in a few minutes.
Endless nights thinking I have done something wrong, trying to find a peace of mind so I can let you go. You try to change my mind again. Why don't you tell this to somebody who cares and let me spread my wings again, floating in the air. I never thought it felt this good without. And I know, and I know, and I know, and I know you thought you'd see me cry again. Yes, I know, yes, I know, yes, I know, yes, I know you wonder why I'm acting so at ease. 'Cause I know I need higher standards, deserve higher standards, will reach higher standards without you. 'Cause I know I need higher standards, deserve higher standards, will reach higher standards without you. You don't have to try to win me back, it's already too late. Now I find a peace of mind and I will gladly break us up. Don't try to change my mind again. And I know, and I know, and I know, and I know you thought you'd see me cry again. Yes, I know, yes, I know, yes, I know, yes, I know you wonder why I'm acting so at ease. 'Cause I know I need higher standards, deserve higher standards, will reach higher standards without you. 'Cause I know I need higher standards, deserve higher standards, will reach higher standards without you. 'Cause I know I need higher standards, deserve higher standards, will reach higher standards without you. 'Cause I know I need higher standards, deserve and will reach without you. Why don't you tell this to somebody who cares? I never thought it felt this good without you, without you. 'Cause I know I need higher standards to reach, higher standards without you. 'Cause I know I need higher standards, deserve higher standards, and will reach without you. Why don't you tell this to somebody who cares? Higher standards. 'Cause I know I need higher standards, deserve higher standards, and will reach without.
I get around despite the loss. I'm over here, gotta get across. Whether you like it or not, there is a moment meant for us. And now you made it, but I already played this. Not interested, open your eyes, let's get it done. Take my hand, just follow me. Shadow and me are one. The sky is on fire. The lake has turned to a golden sun. I'll never get tired. I just wanna dance, just wanna. I get around despite the loss. I'm over here, gotta get across. Whether you like it or not, there is a moment meant for us. And now you made it, but I already played this. Not interested, open your eyes, let's get it done. Take my hand, just follow me. Shadow and me are one. The sky is on fire. The lake has turned to a golden sun. I'll never get tired. I just wanna dance, just wanna.
Don't stop, turn off the lights. Nauseous when I wake up. Don't quit, I fell for you. Don't break it in two. Long time before I knew us two would follow through. Hold out, don't give it up. Good things can come to those who wait. 'Cause you make me feel like this is for real. And I want you till trees grow on the moon. If you're a falling star, I wanna fall with you. I want you till it falls out the sun. It's standing up for you, it's standing up for you. Standing up for you. push hard and don't wait for magic sparks. Make it work, although we get stuck on the low. Breathe out, we can't forget. Hurts like a bayonet. Could you make me feel we're in this for real? And I want you till trees grow on the moon. If you're a falling star, I wanna fall with you. I want you till it falls out the sun. It's standing up for you. It's standing up for you. Ooh. Standing up. Standing up for you. Ooh. Standing up. Standing up for you. And all I need is reassurance. All for you, long time. All for you. I want you till trees grow on the moon. If you're a falling star, I wanna fall with you. I want you till it falls out the sun. Standing up for you. Standing up for you. Standing up. Standing up. Standing up for you. Standing up. Standing up for you.
I can hear the silence as I'm walking by. Everyone's so quiet. I know the reason why. I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not gonna lie. I know you can see it. What you got yourself into. What you got yourself into. Come on, say something. I wanna hear your voice. Give it all or nothing. The moment's getting lost. Ain't no time for stopping. So show me what you need. I know that you want it, but what you got yourself into? What you got yourself into? What you got yourself into? I can feel your eyes on me.
All the eyes on me, all the eyes are not on me.
Yeah.
All the eyes on me, all the eyes are not on me. All the eyes on me, all the eyes are not on me. All the eyes on me,
All the eyes are all on me.
all the eyes on me, all the eyes are not on me. All the eyes on me, all the eyes are not on me.
Loving the attention, I feel we're so close. Building up tension till it's about to blow. Another dimension, I already know. I know you can feel it, but what you got yourself into? What you got yourself into? What you got yourself into? I can feel your eyes on me.
All the eyes on me, all the eyes are not on me. All the eyes on me, all the eyes
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the voice live commentary. Actually, voice over commentary. This isn't live. This is actually, like a week or two later. But, man, so what do you guys think? What do you think? Obviously, I know it's not the most realistic airport in the world. It's not designed to be. It's not the most detailed airport in the world. It's also not designed to be. But it's functional and it's massive and it's cool. So I would love to hear you guys' opinion on the overall look of it, the overall design of it. And if you would ever build something like this, like I would love to see that as well. Like if you guys are ever interested to build something like this, I think hopefully you have the groundwork and the tools to do it. So kind of explain what I did and what I'm doing now. We finished off obviously the main terminals, the 3 terminals, did a lot of detailing, added, luggage belts and chef trucks and catering trucks and different, everything from plane push-offs to lines, and there's airport markers and they're the lines that outline the airplanes. They're just so massive that, because I really want to do one for every single airport spot or terminal plane spot, but just again scale wise, I learned from the greatest. I learned from Strict and Flux and Prez. His airport's legit, and a lot of other airport city skyliner YouTubers that I've watched and their airports. I've learned the hard way now that scale has to be your friend, and you literally have to watch out for scale. This airport was so massive that the detailing took days on end. Then I had another couple issues where every time I would load this episode, this save game file, it literally would, like, the airplanes would just spin and I would have to delete a terminal. They literally just spin in one place, and it was really weird. So I would have to delete a terminal, redetail it, re-put it back. Kind of a pain in the butt. But again, scale, if you're ever playing this game, scale is your friend. Like, I could have made this airport 3 times smaller. Like, it didn't have to be this massive. Even the terminals didn't have to be this wide. Like, if you look at it now, like if you look at it from an aerial view, it's kind of overkill how big the terminals are. It is. I mean, I'm the first one to admit it. Just when I'm detailing, I'm like, it's overkill. It's too massive. But then again, it came out amazing, and I probably, if I had a do-over, I would do the same thing. So, kind of getting to the end of this episode. Again, all time lapse. This is a first for DC and the channel. Just all time lapse because of how massive this project was. And so moving forward, there will not be, our episodes are not going to be shorter, but I really want to take more creative realms of the things that we're doing in the city to basically just fill it out. So we're going to do more infrastructure and housing and like golf courses and that type of suburbs and that fun stuff. So right now I'm shortening the island. It was too massive. It was too big. And I really wanted to have, just more water to make it kind of fill out. So what we are doing is adding a retainer wall all the way around the airport property. But I also left, as you can see, a fair bit of room. The idea will be in the future, right? Obviously not in this series anytime soon, but as we role play, so put yourself in the shoes of a citizen of Apple Mountain Valley in the future as this city expands, so the airport. And I can envision adding, 2 or 3 more terminals to this airport. That's kind of the whole, makeup of what, what could happen. So I'm trying to add this retainer wall all the way around. Of course, anybody that's played this game knows that it's super tricky to do this. So I have to just map it out beforehand and then go and, cut out all of the dirt and access. Technically that's dirt, right? I guess rock, whatever that is technically. but going all out and removing all that. Okay, so let's talk transportation to this airport. This was a issue I had to solve, but real quick, really cool. Okay, so this is really cool. I'm really proud of this. I made custom signs for this airport. Now it does say AMV for Apple Mountain Valley, even though it's Apple Mountain International. And so I will go back and fix that sign so it says AMI, like it should say. But I make cool little custom signs. You can see it down below. We have a short-term parking sign. We have terminal signs. We have like to the train signs, and just trying to get different terminal signs. Like obviously Terminal 2 would be right here. So we'd have the Terminal 2 signs, which you don't really need. I mean, if you're in an airplane flying in, you will know exactly where your terminal is. But nonetheless, custom signs, they're really, really cool. It was really awesome. But I had to figure out transportation to the airport from the main city. The ideal is citizens would catch the H line. If you know anything about Apple Mountain Valley, you know the H line is the train. So we have a couple different lines. We have a couple different modes of transportation. The train is the H line, and it comes from Union Station down in the core. The core is the downtown area of Apple Mountain Valley. We call it the core. Shout out to Reza, one of my loyal subscribers. So from the core, you would hop on the H line, and before you would go through downtown. You can get from downtown to the industrial part of downtown, so the outer part of downtown, in about 2 minutes in game time. So realistically, that would be like, 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. So that H line was always designed, and I remember telling you guys back in that episode, it was always designed to come down to the airport, and it finally does. So in the middle here, you see that's a train line. Now I have to make it more realistic because right now it just dips underneath the water. Until I find a better solution, it's going to stay like that. But yeah, so you catch the H line and you end up for the last stop at the airport. The airport will turn into a central transportation hub for Apple Mountain Valley. This will be just like Union Station. This will be the extension of Union Station. I will have everything connect here from mountain towns to the industrial districts. This will be a main connection point. So what you see right now is me really detailing the front of the airport. Most fronts of airports are gorgeous, right? They have something crazy going on, crazy foliage, trees, flowers, bushes, just pretty much overkill most of the time. And that's what I really strive for. I wanted to put a bunch of foliage everywhere and a bunch of trees and kind of create this oasis type look for the front of the airport. Also, which you can't really see on camera right now, but to the right of this building, I will also show it in the ending time-lapse recap cinematics. Those aren't even time-lapse. I keep calling them time-lapse. They're cinematics. I will showcase those in the cinematics at the end, but the right side of the airport is this awesome parking structure. There's so much stuff, guys, that I left out just to make this this episode's going to be an hour and I believe like 6 or 7 minutes. There's so much that I wanted to include and do time lapse and all that fun stuff that I just couldn't. I mean, it's literally just so massive of a project and so much stuff that went into it. But that's one of them. So on that right side, look for it in the cinematics at the end. That right side has a really, really cool drop-off parking lot, and it's actually functional. I used the asphalt mod, the proppable asphalt mod. I saw Strict Toaster using just to make that a little bit more realistic, and then some really nice props to decal it, and props and decals to detail it out. And let's see, we're gonna go to, I think, the approach, and now we're gonna work on like kind of the barriers and the approach to the airport and really detailing that out and really fleshing that out. There's a lot more detail that I'm gonna do off camera for the airport that I'll probably spend another couple hours on, just for my sake, just to put like fences and barriers and align the roads. You know, the highway to get here, we haven't even talked about that. We built a specific highway to get here. Future plans are to build neighborhoods around this highway to get to the airport. But as you'll see in a few minutes here, we're going to build a toll booth check-in for airport goers only. Airports used to have this. I really don't see it anymore now. I guess you would see it if you're parking, and you would pay right there if you're parking. But for now, we're going to just do it to enter the airport. And it kind of lends to the thought of, okay, we're going to have residential, neighborhoods and suburbs outside of here. So it would make sense to have, some sort of a checkpoint to go into the airport property. So right now we're just dialing in the road to the approach of the airport. The road layout's kind of interesting. It's interesting. We have 4 roads that go there. As you kind of see this little mousetrap, it doesn't look pretty at all. I thought the waterfall looked kind of cool right in the middle. So if you're like landing and you can kind of see like over the embankment, you can see a waterfall, but we'll see how that turns out, or how that lens. I don't know if I'm keeping it. I don't know if I'm keeping even this little entrance, because you want more of like a grand entrance when you're in an airport, like signs and all that kind of fun stuff. So we'll see what happens. So right now, you guys are looking at the toll booth area that I was talking about earlier in the episode. Pretty much the entrance for the airport. And if you're on any social media, like Instagram particularly, you guys need to check out my channel or my profile, because I actually teased this about 3 or 4 days ago before this episode dropped. And I'm pretty active on Instagram. Twitter, yes, I'm active on it because the community's on there, and so that's how you can communicate with all the guys and gals that play, these type of games. So it's pretty much brands talking to brands on Twitter. But really for Instagram, I think it'd be cool if you guys follow me. I think it'd be really cool. Actually, follow me. But I tease a lot of the things that are coming up on my Instagram. And just because of work schedule and life and all that kind of stuff, I want to try to post a lot more frequently and get a lot more content out. And that's kind of my goal moving into the next month here in May. But you guys can always check that out to get ahead of the game and see what I'm doing. So really, we want to detail this and align everything. And you guys are going to really see the implementation of the custom signs that I built. I forgot who made the asset, but it's another one of those things where I was on the Steam Workshop and I'm looking at billboards, and it was really cool because I saw this LED like advertisement billboard asset that could be customized. And hear me out, I get super excited when I can customize things like that, because just the different thoughts in my head where I'm like, okay, I can take my chops, my design chops, and influence what everything looks like. And so after hours and hours on this end, again, this episode was insane, just the amount of hours in detail that it took, but I was able to create a logo for Apple Mountain International Airport, AMI, which also says AMV, which will be changed. But then really look at, okay, how did I detail the terminals? And then looking at the detail of the terminals and then matching them up with the signs. So realistically and legitimately, in Apple Mountain Valley at Apple Mountain International Airport, Terminal 1 has Southwest, right? Terminal 2 has United. If you guys can remember early in the episode, that's exactly where I put those. So I was able to actually sync up the different terminals. So literally, if you go back and look, or if you see in the cinematics, all the signs are actually real life interpretations, not real life, but in-game interpretations of what actually is in that terminal. And then having Terminal 1, 2, and 3. And I have a couple more things to add, so maybe those signs will update. They actually probably will update, but they're such a pain to do. I had to unsubscribe to every single asset that I had, which is really fun. Not really. Turn off every single mod, and only then was I able to facilitate going and creating the custom assets via the asset editor, because it literally would crash my game if I had all of my mods enacted and all of my assets enabled. It crashed it every single time, and it was very annoying. But anybody, give some advice to anybody out there. If you're trying to make custom assets, that's the way to go. That's literally the way to go. Disable every single asset that you have in the in-game. They have it in your options, your content manager, and your options panel. Disable all your assets and disable all your mods. Don't delete them, just disable them. Then you'll be able to edit assets with ease, and it'll load fast and quickly, and it'll be amazing. So, was looking at different ways to implement this. I needed a sign that I could stack one of the custom LED billboards on top of. Theoretically, I would love for these billboards to be super small, like 2 or 3 times smaller than what they are now, because they're just so massive. But it actually works. So I found these really cool speed signs, I guess you would call them. And I was able to utilize them as a sign and kind of move around the custom LED billboard, and then really line them up. And so even look at this sign right here, where Terminal 3, Terminal 3 actually has all of those airlines, legitimately has those airlines that go to Terminal 3. Oh man, I'm so excited about it. It turned out so cool just to have those sync up. We also had some custom departure signs. So obviously Terminal 1 and 2, I think it's on the right side, and Terminal 3, you go to the left side. But just even having these signs made it super legit. So that was that one. Let's see what this one is. Do another Terminal 3 sign here. Let's see. And the slight movements was the key for this. And then we had our terminal departures, which was left and right. The sign, again, is so huge. Technically, this should be an up and then a sideways arrow. Technically, instead of just a up arrow, and then you have the kind of you can see it right now, where if you're driving, that's so steep of a turn, you're not gonna really get that, but nonetheless it turned out cool. And then these LED signs were really cool because you could add a custom message on the bottom of it. I only did it for one. Again, I might go back and edit these signs. These signs are just insane to have. So once I was done building them, hours later, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep these and we'll finish the episode. Again, there were so many things where I just, I made this episode take so much longer than it should have, or it could have. Not should have, because that's subjective. But there are so many things where I was just man, what if I did this? And what if I did this? And okay, what if I did this? And let me try this, and let me try this out. And, could have saved a lot of time. I could have this episode out probably a week or so ago, but I kind of wanted to make this a staple. I know a lot of people, again, if you're watching this in the future, this is kind of my staple episode where I wanted to really showcase the skills and what I could do. So here we are at the tail end of this episode. Do my closing remarks here. First off, thank you. If you made it this long, an hour episode, my first, thank you so much for watching this long. I'm putting up with my voice, learning on some different speech techniques and all that fun stuff. I can already see the comments now, drinking games for when I say and so, and all that fun stuff. So have at it. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and, commenting and all your feedback that I'm sure that you're going to give me. Oh snaps, the terminal is on fire. But this has been fun. This is my favorite episode to date. I say that all the time, but truly my favorite episode. Just the work that went into, doing everything and actually seeing things work, and planes flying out and people using trains, and the front of this airport, clipping those buildings together and having the arches. And I mean, it's just pretty insane even this part here where the entrance and how that turned out and how people use it and just the signs and how they make it. And so it's been insane. I really enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Again, thank you for so much for watching. Mr. Boy Design Candy. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Follow me on all the social media. But for now, we're going to leave you with an extended version of some candy. Enjoy.